He's my guy. He's my guy. You know, like when I met him at the event and we started talking about, like, he thought I was a porn star.
Yeah, you know why? Because a couple of years ago, one of my friends saw your video. I didn't know who you were, and then you're one of my good friends who is a dancer. I won't say who she is. She worked at the club I managed. And she was in one of your videos, a massage or something. You do have like a massage theme. And my friend messaged me and goes, hey, I didn't know your friend who you did the thing with was a porn star. She did it and so my friend actually thought it was like a porno with you. And then I looked at it, I was like, I didn't know it was either. So then I asked my friend, and she's like, no, it wasn't that. And then I thought maybe she was hiding and she was embarrassed, but I didn't think anything of it. I just saw the clip. I saw like 2 seconds of you in a bed. You like warm up your hands, and it was implied that you're banging these girls. So I just assumed, and I had never seen or heard of your friend again for another like 2 years.
Yeah.
All right. I think it was like 2018 or 19, before COVID. And then I bumped into you. And then I was like, you're that. And I remember the clip of you on it. And I was like, you're that porn star guy. And you looked at me shocked, like, you're like, that's not me. You're like, I'm not a porn star. I was like, oh, I got it wrong.
I've done a few things.
Yeah.
Right? I wish I was a porn star.
So but it's implied porn because you like, I think it looks like
fans.
Yeah, but it looks like this massage video. It looks like after you're implying like, oh, so good, blah, it was the best. And I assumed like, you just posted the PG version online and X-rated somewhere on Pornhub.
I used to do that, but not a porn star. Not a porn star. I wish I was a successful porn star.
Yeah.
I'm more like into the content itself. I like a variation of content. And to be very honest with you, and I know you might identify yourself in that one, I traveled a lot. So I built my audience traveling the world and partying with like hot girls and beautiful people around me. And I was very good at it. But it got to a point that like, man, like I want other things in my life. You know, I really want things that can motivate my generation. And that's what I'm focusing on now. I am an influencer in my country. I run a big YouTube channel. It's growing now really fast.
Awesome.
By the way, in Portuguese though. And with High Social, we are starting a new movement, that we talk to successful people like you, and people doing all right. He's humble in TV, and like when we had this first conversation, and I saw you long before because I took your friend to meet you somewhere. I think I remember that. I drove her to your place, and I was like, this guy, like he knows me. I know him. I'm just trying to remember. When I look at your Instagram, you've been in the biggest shows. You've been all over TV, all over media. And we are starting here a new podcast. This is Mikey, a legend. Very known in Australia wide, very known around the world also, pretty sure. Mikey, introduce yourself because I'm talking too much and you're the man here. Come on.
You talked me up too much. Look, I'm Mikey, Gelo. Yeah, I'm a bit of an influencer these days, I guess. A bit of a socialite. It's by default because I've done a lot of reality TV shows in the past. I've done 4 so far. Number 5 is coming up in a few months, so can't talk much about that. But yeah, so I've done it.
Cooking something.
Something's cooking, yeah. So I've done quite a few reality shows, and then by default, you become a bit of an influencer. You get invited to events, you network, you make friends. And so one thing leads to another, and it becomes a snowball effect.
Awesome, because like when you go to TV, obviously people are going to look for you on social media, right? So you're going to grow, as you said, by default, and you gain that audience. And because you've been different TV shows, so it's even stronger, right? Because I still think like I'm a very social media person. Like I feel like social media is the present and the future. And I think TV with Netflix, Prime, all this sort of stuff, it's kind of like TV is moving down that way, right?
So what happens now is when you do a TV show, there's a very good chance it'll get picked up by one of the streaming services. So back in the day, you do a show, go onto like one of the main networks in your country, which is Australia, which is Channel 7 and 10, and it does its season and it disappears and no one talks about it again. But when they get picked up by a streaming network, you're there forever until they take it off. So for years, around the world, a lot of these streaming networks, like my last biggest show was Instant Hotel. It's a travel show in Australia, and that was originally produced by Channel 7, and it got picked up by Netflix a year later. And I went from like a little show in Australia that came and gone and not much talk to like this massive international hit, one of the most watched reality shows in America, and actually in Brazil too, funny enough. I had so many people messaging me in Portuguese to the point where I had to get this app on my phone where I had to translate like on the fly Portuguese to English so I could reply back. Yeah, so I was getting hundreds and hundreds of messages a day at one stage, when it came out.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So I want to talk more about your shows. I want to go one by one. But one thing that I want these people to realize, it's like I listened a lot about that thing, TV is going to die. And I think it's so impressive what TV is doing now, because they are getting content like that, like the mainstream content, and getting these big deals to put them in like streaming platforms. That's so smart. You just like, it's going to be around forever.
Well, yeah, so it's changed the game. Before, it was all free-to-air TV shows that come and go. Now all these streaming services are picking it up, and yeah, the only problem is if you're a bad guy on one of these shows, you're kind of the whole world's seeing it, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. So you gotta kind of think a bit before you speak on those shows, because you'll end up regretting it for a long time.
So okay, I'm very interested about your shows. By the way, Mikey, Gelo, so Italian.
I am
Italian, right? Godfather. Wow. Okay, good. Do you speak any Italian?
a little bit of Italian, a little
bit.
but not enough to get around, unfortunately. But I should learn more. My family are both Italian, both my parents and my grandparents, so I speak a little bit. It actually helps since I've been to Spain and Mexico, and it helped me get around a bit. With Spanish is similar, so like Come Como Estás, all that. But Portuguese is like so much different. I dated a Brazilian girl.
Oh, yes.
It had nothing. It has nothing.
Oh my God.
Nothing like it's just such a. It sounds like it should be similar, but it's not. It's a very complex language.
It is
Portuguese.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, so French, Portuguese, Italian, pretty sure Romanian as well. Like, so these languages, they all come from Latin.
Spanish. Yep.
Yeah. So they all like share some similarities, but I would say French is very different. The vocabulary is extremely complex.
Okay.
Portuguese kind of follow the same thing. Spanish is easy. It's kind of like, and Portuguese, like English for me is the easiest language in the world, because when we conjugate something, like I don't want to talk about that crap, but like when we conjugate verbs, like it's different. And with French, it's next level shit, man.
Okay,
like, if you look at the grammar in French is like next level. But yeah, man, like definitely, definitely maybe put some effort on learn some Italian very soon. I know you're busy, man, though.
Yeah.
Learning a language, no matter what, it's really hard.
I know, but I travel a lot, so I should be learning more. I love Italy. I go to Europe every year, so
yeah.
It's on the bucket list, but that list is growing. So yeah, it's on there. It's on there somewhere.
I want to learn a new language too. I just haven't decided which one, but I know a bit of German. I know Spanish. I know Portuguese and English, but I feel like I want to learn something really different.
I learned a little bit of German because I went to Germany a few months ago for their summer. And I know that the German people, they can be like a bit standoffish trying to get to know new people. So I went to the effort and learned about, 10, 20 phrases to get around, like wie geht's, ich heiße Mikey, ich komme aus Australian, like, hey, what's up? My name. I thought it was going to help me out, meet some locals, maybe meet some nice girls. They're a tough crowd, those Germans.
They are, man.
Yeah, I tried it on, I remember one of the first days I tried to talk to a random German in a club. I went up, hey, wie geht's? They just looked at me, turned around. I was like, whoa, I'm not used to this. Tough crowd. Oh,
yeah, man.
My ego took a hit.
Yeah, true. No, definitely, man. Like, it's good though, because make you evolve, make you want to be better. So you traveled a lot, right?
I travel nonstop. I love travel.
Yeah. So like I traveled a lot to which country in Europe did you like the best?
My favorite country, I've been there twice, going to go a third time next year, would be Prague. It's one of my favorite cities.
Oh my God, Prague.
Prague
is cool, man.
It's like beauty meets party.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful looking Gothic, old style city, but it's just so live. It's so pumping.
One of my girlfriends were actually like from Prague.
A Czech girl.
Okay,
that's another thing I was going to say, and one of the reasons why I love that country. I would say, I've been around the world, I would say Czech women are probably the most beautiful girls I've ever seen. Like, the standard there is a supermodel.
Yeah.
Like, the standard average girl is a supermodel standard. And they don't know it. They don't even know it because they're all hot.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I mean, kind of like social media is changing the game now, because I feel like with social media now, you'll find that a lot of those girls, they are the girl from the small town that is beautiful and she doesn't know. She kind of like now have 100K followers on Instagram and has all these likes, and now she knows.
They know now.
Yes. Yeah. Still, like a lot of beautiful ladies, you never even see them on social media. They're just walking down the street, man. And saying that.
It was one of those places I just loved getting lost in the streets. Was everywhere you meet, like every bar's going off, every girl's beautiful.
And they're welcoming.
Yeah. Oh, it's so friendly. So friendly.
Yeah.
It's one of the friendliest cities I've been to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when I was in Prague. These are the stories, right? When we traveled the world, like I lived in London for a long time, and I was like, I went to over 50 countries, and Prague was definitely one of my favorites. I met my girlfriend later on, like she was in Canada, I was in Brazil, long story short. But I remember one day I was in this main square with the clock. And I met a girl, like the girl was there and I was with my friends. I'm going to approach her, and then I approached this girl, beautiful redhead girl. And we spoke for a little bit, and then we were going to meet later, but then I was going to leave Prague to go to Ibiza. And like we couldn't meet. And I was so disappointed, man, because we were talking on the phone and we didn't have enough time.
Those things that didn't happen.
And I was like so disappointed. But then, I met a lot of people there. So Prague definitely, because I'm a party person. Like when I talk about traveling, I mean, not so much nowadays. Now, like I have a partner, so I want to more like travel to paradises with her. But like,
you want to do the couple holidays?
Yeah.
Or you're going to the party spots?
Yeah. So, but definitely Prague is. Do you know the club? The fourth or fifth level club?
No, it was about 6 levels. Each one's a different themes, like ice bar. There's like
ice bar in the bottom.
What was it? And there was like a rocks level. There's an R&B level. There's a disco level. Yeah, I know. It's a famous club there.
Man, ice. What a great night.
Yeah.
What a great night.
There's another really good bar called James Dean. I don't know if you heard that one. It's like a bar at the top and there's a club down the bottom.
No, I didn't go.
All the locals go there.
I spent 2 nights at that time. I spent 2 nights.
2 nights long. You need
not enough, man.
4 nights to get a good feel of a place.
No, I would go to Prague for months, bro.
The only I could retire in Prague, to be honest. But the only thing I regret about Prague. So the first time I went to Prague and discovered this place, it was actually the first time I discovered Europe. It was my first reality TV show.
Yeah.
And I had a girlfriend at the time, and we got a show in Romania. It was one of my first shows I ever did. Many years ago, about 6-7 years ago. And it was just a random thing. It was a reality show. It's a escape room style show, meet Fear Factor, called Dracula. It's on a Netherlands network.
Yeah.
And they were filming it in Transylvania, in a big castle where Dracula apparently hung out. Vlad the Impaler.
I know the castle, yeah.
Yeah. So they, I applied for it online. Within 1 week, they're like, we've got your visa, you're flying to Romania to do this show, like with your partner, with my girlfriend. So that was my first taste of Europe. So after I finished filming that, we got a train to Budapest because it borders with Romania, and then we went from there to Vienna, and then I finished up in Prague. And I was with my girlfriend. And I was walking around thinking, wow, this place would be the best if I was single. Everyone was beautiful. The bars were going off.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend at the time, then she was opposite to me. She was an introvert. So she just started to be a doctor, and I was still a party boy. So we were just complete opposite. She wanted to sightsee all day. It was a beautiful place to sightsee, but all day I was walking past bars. I go, I think it's beer o'clock now. We compromised though, so when she wanted to sightsee, because you can drink everywhere there, so I'd get a drink on the way to the site. So I'll be always having a beer on my hand, and then she'll be looking at his churches. I'll be like, yeah, it looks great. Pizza. But so then I promised myself I was going to go there single. And 2019, I booked this amazing trip for Europe. I was single at the time. I planned it all, booked about 3 months in advance, and then I met this bloody Brazilian girl.
No, wait. You had the opportunity to go and make justice.
To make things right.
And go to Europe and live the Europe fucking
life.
You know what I mean?
And I had a boys trip planned, and we had it booked and everything. And I met this girl, and we were dating a bit, but I didn't want to commit. And she was a really nice girl, a Brazilian girl. And then she kept saying, let's just date, it's cool. And at the time, another story, I managed a gentleman's club. So not many girls wanted to date me because all my friends were attractive females.
Yeah.
And it was a bit intimidating.
They're still attractive.
They're still attractive females.
Guilty Instagram.
But nothing's changed. But at the time too, it was very intimidating. She goes, look, I'm not jealous. I have a lot of friends too. I won't care. So she made it seem like she was going to be easygoing. And I had this trip booked, and I was like on my mind. And, it was 3 months away. I started seeing her. And then the closer it got to the trip, the more serious we got. And I ruined it for myself, and I was the only one that had a girlfriend when I went over there. But the worst part about dating a Brazilian girl, and this comes with a warning, whenever you date a Brazilian girl, is one thing I found out: extraordinarily jealous. Extraordinarily jealous. And she was getting more and more paranoid the closer that trip came. And when it finally came, she literally would call me. It was about 10 o'clock in Australian time, would be about 11 or 12 o'clock at night in Europe time. Every single night, without skipping a beat, she would call me around 12 o'clock at night while I'm in a club with all my friends. Video call, WhatsApp call. Where are you? Why are you still out? You're not single. you shouldn't be clubbing, go to bed. And oh my God, every single night yelling, going crazy. Are you with girls? Man, ruined it. So every single night in Prague. The way around it is I just thought, you know what, I'm going to try and find day parties because she wouldn't call me during the day. She thinks it's safe time when the lights are on.
Yeah.
She would call me when it was nighttime in Europe. Every single night, screaming at me.
That's intense, man. Was that the first kind of perspective that you had from Brazilian girls? Because they're really beautiful, right? They're different breed, a breed compared to European women.
Yep.
But so personality-wise, would you say
they're amazing? Look, they're very loving, but the only thing is that they're like two types of emotions. They're two extremes. They go from the most loving person in the world to the most angriest. With it, you got two styles of the spectrum. So
that was Prague.
Oh, that was through the whole entire Europe trip. Just every night. We went everywhere. We went from Prague to Croatia to Montenegro to Albania to Spain. Actually, Spain she was the most paranoid about because she has a thing with Spanish women. She reckons they're crazy and that they're going to try to rape me over there, and she's really worried. And you know what? She had every reason to be worried because the Spanish women are very forward. I reckon they're probably the most forward women in the world in Spain, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they were... they see what they like, they're going to go for it. They are the ones that make the moves.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
Yeah.
I admire it. And they're also quite beautiful.
True. I think the more you go to north, women are going to get more introvert and mind the gap. But guys are also going to get more introvert as well. So that gives us space to...
We have an added advantage, yeah.
Yeah, kind of if you want to go out, meet women, you can just approach them and they get impressed quite easily. And they're like, wow, guys don't really approach me.
Exactly.
And then when you go south, it's Spain, man. It's Ibiza, it's Italy. It's a different story,
That's it. It's party time.
Yeah, awesome. But, okay, so you went back to Prague to do the justice, to make it even.
And I ruined it for myself. It was still a great trip, but I'm going to have to make up for it. So next year I'm planning to go again. I'm going to do Prague. I'm going to do Poland, Romania. I've got some friends in Bulgaria. So every time I go to Europe, they always message me, Mikey, come party with us. So I'm going to do Bulgaria next year. And then I'll see, I have a few friends in Europe. I have a good friend that's a singer and producer in Germany, so I might party with him. And I've got a good friend who's a DJ in Amsterdam. He might be DJing in Ibiza, so I'll probably party with him as well.
So man, you're so connected. It's amazing.
Look, it's about making friends. It's not about connecting, but this works out that way. Life brings you the right people, and these people I've known for 10 years. The singer guy, actually, I listened to him for 10 years, but he actually reached out to me during COVID. He's this guy called Culprit. He's a singer in Berlin.
Yeah.
And he reached out to me because he was watching one of my TV shows on Netflix, and I used one of his songs in my stories on Instagram, and he's like, yo, Mikey, thanks for supporting me, blah, blah. I was like, dude, I listen to you all the time, man. It's crazy. Thanks for replying to my story. And he's like, yeah, I'm bored. I'm locked down in Berlin. I can't do anything. I can't tour. So I'm actually watching Australian TV shows. I watched you. And I was like, man, it's a spin out. And we've been friends since. And actually, so when I went to Germany a few months ago, he actually took me out around, partied with Culprit. Yeah, good guy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, speak to him all the time. He's a good guy.
Amazing. It's crazy, how you, like I said, it's not about the connection. It's about becoming friends of these people, and
I think the energy draws each other, so the right people will be drawn to you. I'm a big believer in energy. When you meet someone, I know within 10, 15 minutes if I'm going to be vibing with that person, they're going to be my friend, or if there's someone that just isn't on my level, we probably won't be friends. So I'm very good at reading people. So,
wow.
And I'm at a stage of my life, I've lived a bit and I'm older now. So, I kind of can read people pretty well, and I don't have time for, there's a lot of fake people in this industry. So I'd rather just avoid the drama, and I just focus on the friends in my life now. And if someone is, on my level and they can, contribute to my life, bring something to the table, give me some information even, or someone I can relate to, then I'll bring them into the circle. But otherwise, it's all about the right energy.
I feel lucky, man. I feel lucky.
Cool.
Hey,
yeah.
No, but it's just man, it's hard to meet people like us, people that actually has the experience. I think, I'll tell you what I think, right? I think the reason why I am successful on what I do nowadays, it's because so I sell my service, I sell my skills, right? In different forms. I'm a subcontract. I do things that to sell my service, right? And when I see stuff like that, like I feel like what I lived traveling the world, and one thing that guys don't understand that much, not only traveling the world but meeting women, man, it's something that helps you. It makes you evolve in selling things because you need to conquer something. You need to get that attention, and you need to be very good with your communication skills. So I feel like that helped me a lot. Obviously, everything there's a limit. I'm not telling you to go out there and hit on every woman you see, but like when you travel and you're meeting these people, and like you met all these DJ important people, I met some really good people as well. Like all my relationships were in a different country, and I feel like that helped me a lot.
Yeah.
Because I had access to cultures in a way that not many people do.
Yeah, it's really important. I think travel is really good for the soul and education as well. Like there's a big world out there, and everyone's traveling these days, and there's different cultures and nationalities all meeting. So it's really important to be, well educated in different type of people out there. And you never know what you're going to learn or who you're going to meet.
What do you most like about Brazilian women? How long was the relationship?
9 months.
9 months.
Yeah. Long enough to have a baby.
Do you have a baby?
No. Actually, I'm still good friends with her. She's back in Brazil, so we can be friends now. She was here, I was a bit scared. But yeah.
Different time zones.
Yeah, different time zones. We're separated by a big ocean, so I'm safe. She's nice. I like her. They're fiery. Look, I don't think you'll ever meet someone that will love you as extreme as a Brazilian woman. When they love you, they shower you with love. They're gonna cook for you. They're gonna do everything for you. Like they're very loving people.
Awesome.
Very fiery.
Awesome. So the thing with Romania, that was your first show or second?
That was my first show. So I was dating a Ukrainian girl at the time, and I was like trying a bit of acting back then, so I did some commercial work. I still do a bit of commercial work here and there, but what the problem is, once you branch out into reality TV, the commercials and all the brands don't really want to work with you because you become a bit of a personality. So you kind of cut yourself off for that market. And I was doing really well at one stage. I was doing a lot of commercials, like almost one every couple of weeks. I was like on this big Uber billboard at one stage. So then that was the first one. I saw it looked fun. Like I only did reality TV because I would apply to shows that appealed to me. So this one was like, do you want to fly to Romania? Do you want to partake in this crazy, do you like escape rooms? And I love escape.
Yeah.
I love the escape rooms. And do you want to go to Romania and do an escape room in this big castle? Yeah, sign me up. Fly me in there for free. Yeah, of course. So that was my first taste of reality TV, I guess. And then it all like snowboarded from there. So I did another...
Dating a Romanian girl at the time.
No, Ukrainian.
Ukrainian, sorry.
Yeah, but pretty much they're next door neighbors. So
right.
She actually, when we got there, she was like, oh, this reminds me of Ukraine.
How would you rate Romanian women compared to Czech?
Well, do you know what the problem is? So I did Transylvania, which isn't really like Romania. It's more like outback Romania. It's like going to like, the country town and saying, how are the country town women, So it was really a real traditional town. Like I remember when I landed, and they took me to our hotel. Well, it wasn't really a hotel. It was like a little motel sort of thing. Mm-hmm. And in the morning, I woke up, went down to have breakfast, and they were having some sort of like a Romanian, maybe a prom, but like a Romanian style. They were dressed. All these women were dressed in traditional clothes and stuff.
Yeah. And
getting all their photos, and like it was like you time travel to another land. I feel like an alien that's landed on another planet. It was completely surreal. Actually, one cool thing is the Romanians, they love to drink. So the producers reminded me when I got there, they're like, okay, Mikey, the thing is, don't order a glass of wine, because the production was covering all the food and stuff, and we'll film in the next day, and we had lunch and everything. And they're like, don't order a glass of wine, because in Romania, in this town, they don't just give you a glass. They open the bottle. They'll like take it from the cellar and open the whole bottle. So you have to drink the whole bottle. I'm like,
oh,
challenge accepted. So I love that. They're really social people. They love drinking. I love drinking. They're very but the problem is no one spoke English in this town. Literally no one. And one day I wanted to exchange some money, and I was like, I went into the main town square, the little village square, and I'm trying to find the bank. And I had no internet at the time. I have a travel card now that works globally, but this 6-7 years ago, I was still new to this travel thing, so I didn't have a proper travel phone card. So I was trying to find, I had no internet, so I was trying to find the bank, and I was asking people on the street, and no one spoke English. But
In Romania.
but Transylvania, it's this country town. I don't know in that main town, they'll probably be different. But so all these people in these villages were coming around me and trying to help me out. But we're like communicating sign language, like, oh, I'm pulling out money. I want money, change money, you know. And they're all trying to like help me out. Finally, one did like point me into the direction of the bank. I got there. And I showed them Australian dollars, and they had no idea what the hell that was. And they couldn't even, it was a failed mission. They couldn't even change my money over. But it was a very unique experience. It was very surreal. But I wouldn't say that's actually Romania. I will say, because next year I want to do Bucharest, which is the main city, which is a whole different. Back to, in regards to the question about the women. So when I got the first flight there, there's a Romanian, maybe pop star, I don't know, model. She got on with a bodyguard. 10 out of 10. Supermodel. And because we stopped over in Bucharest and got a small plane, and I was thinking, wow, if this is the standard here, I'm coming back to this. If I'm single one day, that time I got a girlfriend. And funny enough, I'm single now, so see you next year.
Make sure when you go, you don't meet any Brazilian.
Oh, no. Well, that's actually, you know what? The next trip's still like 5-6 months away. Far out. I bet you my luck I'll get a girlfriend.
Nothing against Brazilian women.
No.
For me, they're one of the most beautiful women in the world. I don't think you can reproduce that level. It's just a different pattern of beauty as well.
Brazil.
Oh, I was born in Brazil. I was like you, Mikey. Like I was a party guy.
One thing my ex did say is that Brazilian guys, they're trouble. So every single one had cheated on her. So yeah. I'm not gonna say anything. I just put it out there. That's what I heard.
No, but we are popular for that infidelity shit. Really. Yeah.
They said you guys are out. Like you're in hate 24/7.
Around and Brazilians, come on, man.
You're crazy,
man up.
But the women know better, right?
Yeah, no, they do, bro. Brazilian women, they know, bro. That's why, like, when you met yours, she probably saw you a nice guy, and she valued a lot, like, being with you, because they know what is good, bro, and they know what is not good. They're very smart finding out what is not good.
Actually, one thing I'll give them credit for, I think that, I only dated one, so I can't say, but I think they're extremely faithful because they're so jealous.
Yeah,
they wouldn't want to do what they're worried about what you're gonna do. And I feel that one thing I didn't have to worry about. I had to worry about getting stabbed by her, but I never had to get worried about. I never had to worry about her cheating on me. So.
Yeah. Well, it's a good thing. Like I think every nationality, man. Like as we were talking about Prague, like I had this Prague girlfriend, and she was crazy, man. Like she was crazy. Like check girl, just to keep it short, because this is more about you. But like there was this moment, like we'll probably need a second episode just to talk about girls, because I want to jump into TV shows as well. But just to tell you about this, right?
Okay.
This girl, one day, she threw a plate, Copacabana hotel, nice hotel, right?
Yeah.
This black, like dark-skinned Brazilian guy with this white Czech Republic girl in a nice hotel. A fight starts. She gets angry, throws a plate on me. I go down. Boom, the plate explodes behind me. Yeah. Right? And I was like, and then she threw my phone Copacabana beach. So my phone, my iPhone, she gave me another one, but like she threw the phone in the water at the beach, like very far, like on the street, and then it explodes, right? No. But then she go back to normal situation, goes back to normal. I left her in the airport. We break up over the phone, and that was the end.
What triggered her, by the way? I'm just curious.
Oh, man.
Is that another story for another day?
I'll tell you what, but I don't feel like telling you the whole thing, but just because I was on Tinder.
There you go. That reinforced what everybody was worried about. You just reinforced that.
I didn't really understand the level of relationship we had at the moment. I was very immature as well, so it happened. But yeah, so she got crazy on me. Like I feel like every nationality will be something. I feel like East European women, they can be like
they got a temper.
They got a temper. Yeah. They got a temper, man. Yeah. And they say whatever. Yeah. You know, they don't care. No feelings. Yeah. You know, like we gonna talk. If you're gonna say shit, they're gonna say shit, bro. You can wait for it because it's gonna come up. You know. 100%. But yeah, man. Like, yeah, good. But we'll do a whole episode about this because I actually there's a friend of mine. She is gonna be partnering with me in this project as well, and she's gonna be co-hosting with me some episodes, and she's from Romania. So next time we'll bring her and we can talk about women.
We'll talk about it.
East European women. I think this is gonna be the topic, and that's gonna be insane.
Can I say nice things?
No, she's real. She doesn't care about the bullshit. Like she's for real. Like she's the proper Eastern European women that you want to sit down and have a chat with. But yeah. So going back, your first show, Romania. So how did you even? First thing that I want to ask: why companies they don't want you once you go to the TV show scene? Why commercials don't want you anymore?
Because the problem is when commercials book you, you're just a face, right? And then they want to match you with the brand, so they don't really want a personality to that. They just want you to be just a picture, right, or just a video of you with the brand. But if you do a reality TV show, then you become a character, and then they don't want people to associate that character with their brand. You know, they want to keep it simple. The Dracula one wasn't. I was lucky with that sense because it was for a Netherlands company, so it was only in Europe. It's on a channel called Insight TV. So that was just for Europe. Funny enough, it's on. I got a Samsung TV. I just realized that it has Insight TV channel already programmed onto it. But so I was kind of safe for that one. It stayed overseas. That was an escape room style show. I was buried alive, and I was stupid enough to admit my fear was claustrophobia, so I got put in a coffin of rats and stuff and buried alive. And my ex, the Ukrainian girl, had to work out these puzzles. And obviously I was under stress, so I was yelling at her and stuff, and like, hurry up, get me out. And then she was just like, it was funny banter, but like, I was getting annoyed. But that one there wasn't really too bad on my personality wise, so it didn't really affect it that badly. I did another show after that, which was a fitness show in Asia called Fit for Fashion. It was filmed in an island off Indonesia called Bintang.
Mm-hmm.
That was okay too. I was still with my girlfriend at the time, and they wanted me to hook up with another girl on that show. And I was like, no, I can't do that. I've got a girlfriend. Like,
you wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do it. Like,
I'm not stupid enough because, she's going to see it. So it's being recorded. And I think one of the Indonesian girls on that show was into me. Well, I'm actually sure she was into me.
Yeah.
I did hook up with her after the show when we broke up. Anyway, that's another story. But one of the girls was into me, and they wanted me to obviously have a relationship with her, or something happen on TV, create drama. And I wouldn't do it. So I got kicked off that show really early. So I didn't really have a bad image then, but then I did Instant Hotel, which was the one on Netflix, the big one. And that was like, where I created a bit of drama. And that's where I kind of got branded, the villain of the show. And then ever since that show, I think I've booked maybe 2 commercials since then. So yeah.
So 3 shows so far.
4 shows so far. I did another one after that. I did one this year. Just a 1 episode, first dating. My first dating show.
Yeah.
I was single this year. I thought, why not? See how it goes. They meant to match you with a nice girl. That was a train wreck. Actually, I came off pretty bad on that first. So I'm a villain on 2 shows and I'm good on 2 shows. So it's a good track record. It's 50-50. So.
Yeah. But man. So because you didn't want to hook up with the girl, they kind of build the plot so you can get.
Yeah, so that was like a fitness show. They train you to be like the next model. It was a big show in Asia. It was only shown in Asia. Yeah.
If you asked your girlfriend at the time, can I do this so I can stay more and I can gain more exposure and we can have it will help me, helps you, because then increases.
There's certain particular girls that might understand that if they were in the entertainment industry as well. They probably would. She was studying to be a doctor. She won nothing of it. She won nothing. I wasn't stupid enough to even run it past her. Eastern European women, remember?
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, wouldn't have gone down well. So I behaved myself.
Man, this is crazy.
Yeah.
It's Eastern European women because, the Tinder that you asked, I think we crossing stories here because the Tinder you just asked, yes, that was the cause for the fight. However, we were in a moment, I'll have to say that I can't keep that for another episode. We were in a moment in a relationship because we were having a global argument about our future. Because her parents were wealthy, right? Her father was like from the army, like high up in the army in Czech Republic.
Yeah.
You know, he dealt with bombs, and that was a big thing. And now he's got all this money, you know, and all this honor or whatever. And they gave her a mansion, like a house with a pool, a beautiful house and a gated community somewhere in Czech Republic. I was in Brazil at the time. She was a professor in Calgary University in Canada. And the biggest argument was because I personally wanted my future to be in Canada at the time. She wanted me to go and be with her and live with her in this new house in Czech Republic. But the thing is, her mom didn't like me. Her whole family was racist, like really racist, man. Like, and then that's the problem with these countries. Like, a lot of them, like these old school people, they still carry their races.
Yeah, they're old fashioned. Yeah, they want to always stick to just
like
type.
the white skin, blonde or whatever.
Yeah, so you didn't fit that narrative for them.
Yeah, they didn't really anticipate his daughter falling in love with a
so
black
kind of knew that it wasn't going to lead to anything.
No, so this was the argument. Like, I'm not going to go to your country. And she's like, I don't want to stay in Canada because I kind of understand her. Like, I can't be that selfish. Like, her dad was going through some, like, issues, like health issues. So she wanted to be closer to her family. I wanted my future to be in a better place where there's not much racism. Yeah. So I wanted Canada. But then we agree in Canada, Czech Republic, and then I get a letter from the government, or Australian government, we want you here to be a mining engineer. So that's when I was like, I'm going to Australia, are you coming? She's like, nah. All right.
Well, in the end of the day, everything works out for a reason, I think. You know, you wouldn't be here today for that. So
And one, sorry for cutting you, the thing that brought me talking about that is because you said your girlfriend at the time, East European, she didn't want anything to do with it. She did not want anything to do with me for my social media. Like, she was totally against it.
So was mine. She hated the whole spotlight thing. And so she didn't like my my passion. I loved the social media. I loved the whole events and parties. Actually, the point of my relationship with her was I was with her for almost 7 years, which was my first serious girlfriend. There was a part of my relationship where I actually realized I would never settle down with this girl. And it was when I was in Hollywood. I made this friend. This is before I started doing reality TV and before I was a bit of a socialite like I am now. I had this friend in Hollywood who he was a promoter, or like he was involved in a lot of the VIP parties at Hollywood, like all the best parties, you know, all the celebrities I was with. And we're up there, and actually, quick story, how I became friends with him, he was in Australia, and Ivy nightclub just opened up. And yeah, way back in the days, this is 10 years ago. And I had a lot of friends in the nightclub industry in Sydney. So back then, before I was in TV, I was always going to nightclubs and stuff, and I was looked after. Ivy just opened up. I was a VIP there, had a special card. And this guy, he was a black guy from LA, and he was trying to get in. And they're like, no, you're not coming in. And he's like, I'm from Hollywood. Like, you know, I work with all the biggest celebrities, blah, blah. And they're like, yeah, we don't want to hear it. And with my card, I can walk anyone in. And I walked up to him and I said, listen, I'm going to walk you in on a whim. I'm going to walk you in, but one day I'm going to go to Hollywood, and then you're going to take me to your VIP party. Oh. He's like, bro, I will. I shook my hand, added me on Facebook, not even Instagram back then. And his name was Joseph. And he added me. And then nothing more of it. 3 years later, my girlfriend booked a trip to America, LA, Vegas. And I landed, I messaged him, hey, Joseph, I'm in town. Like, it's time to look after me. He goes, all right, what day do you land? Told him. Susie goes, all right, Spider-Man, the amazing Spider-Man, the red carpet just got released in Hollywood. He goes, I'm going to invite you to the red carpet. You're going to walk the red carpet with all the celebrities. I'm going to give you and your girlfriend a VIP band. We're going to go to the after party. This time, be here. And I was so excited. So as soon as
I'm having goosebumps right now. This is so
these sort of parties. So as soon as I landed, I told my girlfriend, I was like, wow, this is so awesome. You know, my friend Joseph, he's going to take us we're going to do a red carpet. It's going to be the first movie premiere. All the actors are going to be there. And she looked at me. She said, you know, Mikey, I don't know why you're so excited about these things. That turns me off. She goes, I'm not here for that. I'm here to see like LA. The things that excite you really turns me off because I can't believe you're into that. And I was thinking, you know, any other person I thought would like share my energy and be equally excited. And she just brought me right down. And at the moment I was like, you know what? This isn't the right person for me. Funny enough, when we're walking that red carpet, and all the actors are there, she was the first one running to get the photos. And we had a great time. He took us to another party. he took us to so much, actually. It was a great experience. But that trip there was my moment when I realized, hang on a sec, I don't think this is the right girl for me.
And now I go back to what you said at the beginning. You attract people like to match your energy. You understand? Like,
but I think that's how the universe works, to be honest. I think the right people are drawn to each other eventually.
that's insane, man. Yeah. It's such a great story.
Yeah,
it's such a great story.
It goes to show, you never know who someone is. That was just a chance. And through him, through those events I went through, I met this girl, a lady that works in Universal Studios, who's in Hollywood. It was 10 years ago, and her name's Abbie. And I'm still, like, one of my best friends. I still talk to this day. She's in Hollywood. She does all the big parties. So every time I go to LA, she, like, hooks me up for all the red carpets and all the premieres. And, yeah.
That's amazing, man.
One thing leads to another.
That's amazing. Yeah. Like, it's just so cool, like how the universe works, and that all makes sense now. And so, how long was your relationship with her?
So it was like almost 7 years, but that was towards the end.
Man,
my 20s, so 23 to 30. Yeah.
Oh, that's the longest relationship I've ever heard about, man.
I know, but the thing is, it was my first serious one, so I didn't really know what I wanted. I just thought this was normal, But the thing is, I never wanted to really settle down and get married, have kids, all that. And she wanted that. And it got to the point where she's like, are you going to stop partying and doing this TV stuff? And I was like, probably not, And then she's like, I think we should just go our separate ways. And to be honest, after we broke up, it was a bit hard because,
So she broke up?
Well, it was kind of a mutual thing. We weren't happy, got to that stage of the life where neither of us were happy. But
yeah.
And then, like, even when I did, so the Romanian trip we did for that Dracula show, that relationship was just pretty much platonic. We were just friends. We were just good friends, but like it was just nothing there. The spark was gone by that stage.
Yeah.
It was shortly after that show we broke up. But ever since I broke up with her, honestly, life went straight up. Because then I started doing everything I wanted to do. I didn't realize how much I was missing out on by staying with her, because she added to her path in life. There's no bad blood. She still follows me on Instagram. So yeah.
Awesome. And like I think it's a story that teach people a lot, because you had this long relationship for most of your 20s.
Yeah.
And now you're living your best.
I only started living in my 30s. That's right. My best years happened in my 30s.
Now you're living your best, man. Yeah. Like I kind of, like, as you said, like I did the opposite. Different relationships, man, like in different like intercourses, but now I think I finally found a girl that, like, I wanna die next to this girl, man. Like I wanna, like to the very end. I don't even see, like, I know, like, guys, like you see a hot chick, you get horny, you know what I mean? Like but my girl, like, it's just like, man, it's just, yeah, I don't even want to do anything without her anymore. Like,
so no more Tinder.
No more Tinder. No more Tinder, man. Oh, well.
Obviously, like,
I lost an iPhone.
You lost an iPhone. Yeah. Look, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
I guess when the right one comes, like you said, you will know.
Yeah.
Because this blew your way.
You too, man. You too. Like, I feel like you're living your moment now.
Yeah. I'm happy.
One day, maybe never. We never know. Like,
I don't think it's a be or end all. I think it's, if you set an expectation on yourself, like, I have to find someone and do all this by a certain time, you're only restricting yourself. Yes. I think, you just got to let everything fall into place. Live your life, live your best life. And, the rest will work out.
That's it. Yeah. Awesome, man. Awesome. I really wanted to discuss with you, like, for people that are starting up now, because you've walked this long journey. I feel like today, most people that want to be social media famous, but like there's still a lot of people that want to make it to the mainstream and want to make it to the TV, want to make it to the Netflix, to the Prime, whatever. So if I was just an Aussie person, like, or anyone, like, how do you think I should start to get into, like, because I guess the path is like commercial, and then you...
Well, actually, to be dead honest, for my situation, it's like some of it is your personality, but a lot of it was luck. A lot of it was serious luck. So the first two shows I did, it went nowhere. Like, they just, the Dracula one was over in Europe. The Fit for Fashion was in Asia. It came and gone. I didn't really hire any publicists. I was new to the scene, so I didn't really milk it. It wasn't until the Instant Hotel, which Channel 7 produced, that Netflix bought it shortly after, which is still on Netflix now. that was what skyrocketed me. And I didn't even know that was going to happen. So originally it was just produced by Seven, came out on Channel 7, did a whole season, did pretty well, rated well. A lot of, like, for a few months, everyone was talking about me, and I walked down the street, people were like, want photos. And then I didn't hire a publicist. I didn't really milk it. I feel that Channel 7 just kind of like dusted under the rug, like, you know, that it's come and gone. And I didn't think anything much of it, right? Went back to normal life. But then a few months later, I started getting all these messages from people in America saying, hey, like my friends in America saying, hey, are you on this show? And there was all these news articles popping up, and it turns out Netflix has bought it, and I was was one of Netflix's first reality shows, because they hadn't really gotten into the whole reality TV market. It was more just TV shows at the time. This is 2019.
Pioneer.
So yeah, I was one of the first reality shows on Netflix. And then suddenly I went from, like, you know, this tiny little show that just came out of Australia to this international show. I was getting messages from literally all around the world, like from Kenya, Africa to, like, you know, Bulgaria. Like, those friends in Bulgaria were people that saw me on TV. So that kind of blew me up. I still didn't really milk it like I should have. I did go to Hollywood when it just came out, and I got to go to Golden Globes, which is really cool because Netflix sponsored the Golden Globes. So I wasn't even invited officially. My friends in Hollywood just told me to rock up, say, hey, listen, you're flown up for the parties, you're on this big show. And I did, and it worked. I showed them my Instagram, said, hey, I'm on this show, this is blah, blah, I'm meant to be here, bang, wristband, get your ass in there. And I'm doing the red carpet with all the biggest celebrities in Hollywood on the Golden Globes. I went to Drake's New Year's Eve party, same thing, rocked up. I'm Mikey from Instant Hotel. This is my Instagram. I've flown up here to party with Drake. Who you with? One person, bang, wristbands, get your ass in here. No photos allowed in there, but everyone was in there. LeBron was in there. To be honest, that party there, because everyone was famous in there, literally everyone, I didn't recognize anyone. Every single black guy I saw with a beard, I was like, is that Drake? Is that Drake? Like, because everyone, like, everyone was somebody, and there was hot girls everywhere. Like, I didn't know which one was, like, the Kardashians, because they all, like, boobs, beautiful girls. And, like, it was very overwhelming. And yeah, like, it was all a big rush at that stage. And then I went to Mexico, and turned out, I didn't even know, but it turned out I was big there. Like, I went to a nightclub, and the owner of the nightclub came up and goes, are you this guy? And shows me a picture, and it's this picture, like, is a promo video of Instant Hotel with me, and it has me dubbed in Spanish, so it has subtitles. And I'm like, yeah, it's actually me. Then on a big billboard on the club, welcome to Mandela, Mikey, put a t-shirt on me, get free drinks, shots, sparklers, sending all these girls in my booth. And I was new to this thing, so I can't really tell anyone how to get there, because it's just luck. But end of the day, like, try everything. It just goes to show, like, you know, you never know what's going to lead you to the next stage in life. I wouldn't even say it really led to any, like, I had a great life out of it. I really did milk it. I didn't hire any publicists, so I didn't get that many news articles out of it, but I had a lot of fun, and I did get a lot of phone calls from pretty much, that's probably someone special, but I did get a lot of phone calls from pretty much every TV network wanting me to jump on the next reality show. But the problem is, after that, pretty much permanently stuck in reality TV land. So I didn't really get any more acting jobs after that. And so I think if you really want to be a good actor and do commercials and stuff, just focus on that. Don't do reality TV. You want to do reality TV, for all means, try it, but just be warned that you're going to not be able to probably do both, acting and reality.
Let me just ask you, because this is very interesting for me. You always say you didn't hire a publisher. Publisher?
Publisher. Someone to get news articles out.
What? Is that how it works?
Well, it's the most important thing. If you really want to milk your 7 minutes of fame, or 15 minutes of fame, how they call it, really you have to get as many news articles published about you as possible, because, you know, if you're not all over the internet, then people are just going to watch you, yeah, cool, and then they're going to forget about you. So the most important thing, if you do reality TV and you really want to stay relevant, you need news articles written, and those news articles will lead to more opportunities. So yeah, definitely hire a publicist if you do a big show. It has to be a big show. Otherwise, no one will care.
Right. So, because I do know a few people, like few famous people. I know a few people from big reality shows as well as I know you. And I've always wondered, man, why there's so many articles about them.
Yeah.
Because, like,
so they're hired PR.
Don't get me wrong. they are not as important as you. Like I know for a fact they've done one TV show and that's it, right?
Yeah.
But they're always sharing all these articles, and I'm like, man, like what the fuck is going on?
Well, look, most of them would hire a publicist, and they would get like the news articles published. They would be writing up stories and tipping off paparazzi, and then Daily Mail will be milking that, and that's always good for getting exposure. But also, one show that always guarantees publicity is Married at First Sight in Australia. And so if someone did Married at First Sight, you're instantly gonna get all the paparazzi because they are linked up with all the news outlets. So pretty much Married at First Sight guarantees you thousands of news articles and blue tick, and you're going to be big in Australia for a little while till the next season comes out. But the only problem with Married at First Sight, it's free to air network, it doesn't go to streaming services. So you're big for a year, and then you have to really cash in on the next quickly before the next season comes out. But then
you're gone. So if I want to get a blue tick on Instagram, I go to Married at First Sight.
Well, look, I don't even have a blue tick because I didn't hire a publicist. I trusted in. So Netflix doesn't do their own news articles. So Netflix just releases their shows and that's it. Up to you to do it. I didn't realize that. So I didn't even milk it. Like I had millions of people see me, and I mean 12,000 followers. That's it. So one of the girls on my show did hire a publicist. Went to America, did Good Morning America, did all these other TV shows, and she's got the blue tick from my show. She's got like 100,000 followers, but I wasn't that smart. But
but I guarantee you can still get it because you've been shows, man. Because I tell you for a fact, because I know someone that I paid them like $3,000 and they gave me a blue tick. I don't have a blue tick, but someone very famous got me this contact. Someone they got like over 1 million followers. They're real, like it's a big YouTuber. Then he gave me this contact. You message this woman and you pay her $3,000 US, and they will give you a blue tick. But when I contact her, she said, "Oh, but you need articles."
Yeah. Well, I thought the 3,000 would include. I thought that's what their job is. They go and write 20 articles about you.
Oh no! But then she said, "No, you actually give me $8,000 and I'll get you out."
So then what she's going to do is give the other money to a publisher.
Yeah, she was trying to upsell me. So she was probably selling for someone else.
Now, to be honest, you could do it yourself. Just hire a publicist. Like even there's people online that can write articles for you and submit it. You just give them the category and just get enough submit. I think you need like between 5 and 10, and then you can apply yourself for Instagram.
Awesome. I'll definitely have a look on that, man. I mean, not that I care, man. Like my personal one, which is a different online business that I run overseas in my country. I built my audience from scratch, and it's real. Like the things I show them and how I motivate them, it's completely different. It's not something that this audience here is gonna understand, especially the language barrier. But like, I definitely think it's interesting the fact that like it's not only getting to the TV. You have all these nuances, like you have all these like things that you have to do.
To be honest, I think I need to learn something off you because you've got a bigger social media following than me. You get a lot more. You get a lot more views than me, so I think I've got to learn something from you now. I'm going to have to find out what you're doing.
No, but what I'm doing is different. It's completely different. I know a lot of people on social media, but like I built my audience in my country, and that's my main focus now. You know, like I help them to evolve. It's a different setup, right? I've never been on a TV show, and the people I don't know. Like, and I no matter like how big I will be on social media, I will never know them because I feel like your industry and the way you grow, it's more like VIP. It's much more like VIP. Like I'm sure if I get to Channel 7, I'm an influencer. They'll be like, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? But you be on this show, so you already it's a different group to get in, and I feel like once you get in, it's not about how many followers you are, it's about who you are. And
you just got to be interesting. You got to have a story to tell, and they want interesting people. You know, like if you're boring on TV, no one's going to watch you. You got to be willing to like put yourself out there. And when the camera's rolling on you on these shows, like you're not the typical self. You're obviously, you're not just going to sit there and be like on low energy. You're gonna crank it up 10. So you got to actually want to be out there, and you got to want to like provide that energy, and then anything's possible on those TV shows. But at the end of the day, it's all about personality and what you can bring to the camera.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, Mikey, I think you got your stuff. I definitely need a second episode with you. You know, like I want to talk about all your trips. I want us to be able to communicate about the different countries. I want to talk about, bro, like that, the strip club thing. I think it would be
That's
thing that I
itself.
Yeah. So that's a whole thing by itself. That's something I want to talk about. I want to talk more about the Sydney, Australia scene as well, because obviously you're well connected everywhere, but like here especially. And I want to talk about more about that too. I also want to talk about your Italian brought up, and like I feel like the thing that you went for this long relationship, I think that has some level of relatability with you being Italian and your Italian family and like all the traditional they're going to.
I'm the black sheep, to be honest, of the family. My sister, did the right thing. She got married. She's having a kid. She's got a house. I'm the one that's just traveling the world, partying and hanging out with pop girls. But my parents support my life. They know I'm living the life I like, and they know I'm having a great time.
Yeah.
And they're really, like, we're a close family still. We still travel. We actually do a family holiday once a year.
Yeah. I just saw you on Instagram.
Yeah, like we're in Cairns. So me, my sister, mum and dad will do like one family holiday every year still to get together,
Yeah.
And that's where I'm like, I'm more tame. Like I'll go to the family dinners. I just make sure, pick a spot that's not too boring, because I'm going to go out after you guys do your dinner and go to bed. I'm not going to bed, So like they wanted to do Port Douglas this year, and I said, look, I'll settle for Cairns. At least Cairns got nightclubs.
Nice, man, nice. Well, thank you so much for coming, man.
Right,
like I really appreciate. I feel like there's just so much. Like I feel like if we could really do it properly, we'll have to get a nice place, put some good drinks on the table, just relax and have a natural conversation. Because I feel like today I had to ask you a few questions, so to get you started, like to get people to know more about you as well during the podcast. But next time, I want something more natural, and I want to go into into the details, and I want to go into the things that you couldn't talk today.
That's all right, man. I'm happy to come back again. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That's it, guys. So I'm going to leave his Instagram in the description below. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, share this video with your mates, your friends, and all the people that can learn. I'm pretty sure like there's a lot of things that he said here that you can learn from. Thank you so much for watching us until the end. We are on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and obviously YouTube. So make sure you follow us across all the platforms. And again, thank you. See you next. Bye.